if I was depending entirely, and I think this is why I've stayed focused on stand-up, because like if I was depending entirely on that building to feel funny, I'd kill myself.
Of course.
I'd kill myself.
Well, it's like, a theater energy in there. I took an improv class, and I felt like so dark and weird compared to, they were like normal and supportive, and, and I'm making crazy jokes.
Mark starting, Mark, give me a suggestion. The abortion clinic? Let's start.
Yeah, they were not into it.
Oh my God, it's dead.
Oh, I would love to see Mark in an improv class. Fascinating.
And they have to
experiment when he's supposed to shiver like ice
should
cream.
do that.
He's just calling everyone a whore.
Yes, and they have to
you should do that for your YouTube. Like, just go
would be
do
amazing.
a fucking
Marketing
one.
Yeah, they freaked out. I was not invited.
You farting on other improv people.
Yes, on that, you queef.
I would love to see that.
Like a year to realize that you weren't just like an active prick, but that it was terribly awry.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was defending Mark early on. I was like, nah, you got to get to.
Sam kept
now you guys are like
explaining
good
everything
friends
you
now.
said to me. Now,
I was just
I get it.
trying to
Now.
ball
You guys
bust.
didn't like each other?
No, they liked each other. But
I liked her. She didn't like me.
No, I love Mark. I just like, there was the first few times before I got to know him better that I didn't understand Mark yet.
Right.
So I was like, why is he saying things that are like violently, like were horrifying me? That I didn't know him quite well enough to that point. So it was just sort of jarring. But then Sam was like, oh no, that's just Mark. Like he really actually has no idea.
Yeah.
And then I think you sent me that lovely text once of like, I think I gently recommended you to a therapist, and you went, and then
I gently recommended.
Clearly, the text was like coached by Alan because it was like the nicest thing I've ever received from Mark. Like you were thanking me for being a kind friend. I was like, oh my God, that's all it took for me.
My publicist wrote that.
Rachel got me into therapy, and I got Mark into therapy, and now I haven't gone in a while, but
I haven't gone in 6
but it
months.
helped.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's not up until last week. I did go last week.
There you go.
Because we got in a fight at the me and Esty got in a fight.
Really? What?
Rosebud at the Cellar was amazing.
No.
We got to stop wearing that Free Palestine flag in front of her.
I've ever seen.
It was. I sort of got backed into a corner a little bit. I felt like she wasn't doing it on purpose, but she was like asking me.
This is the Booker of the Cellar.
Yeah, she was like, she was saying that, she never needed therapy. She's fine. Everything's fine. And she was kind of asking me like why I needed it or what I got out of it. And I answered. And then I guess that answer didn't like do it, or she kind of asked me the same question again in a different way. And I just was like, you can't ask me that. That's all I did. I was like, you just don't ask me that.
Like,
okay.
Rosebud was kind of just like, don't ask people. Like, if I'm in therapy, like, I don't need to tell you why I need therapy. I don't need to tell you what I learned there.
Yeah,
but it was just so funny because I feel like we're complete opposite, and like I want to channel Rosebud in every way, like at every moment of my life. Like I just feel like you're just like boundary. And
yes.
I'm just like, and I'm just like giving people clothes out of my back, and like I just like always feel like
Let me grab that.
But the way you're
like I remember when I first met Esty, I just kept trying to learn like players of the Yankees.
You used to do that.
Oh yeah.
We used to have to call in Avails of the Cellar. It wasn't an email that you sent or a text or whatever. You have to call in, and Mark, I see Mark Soda would make fun of us. He goes, "Oh, did you just do your Esty voice?
Yeah.
Where you're sweeter?" But Norman would go outside and be like, go Yankees.
Yes.
Oh man.
oh, that
IDF.
sucks. It's like an audition every week.
Oh yeah.
I'm around Friday, Saturday. Man, the Yankees are going to win the pennant this year, I tell you.
You were 50 years younger, I'd fuck you. Woo-hoo.
Somehow, whatever I said about the Yankees, like Esty would still find foul somehow.
Yeah.
I tried to find the most generic,
I know.
broadest thing I could possibly say about the Yankees, and she would just be like, ugh, like she could
sniff
smell
it.
the stench of my lies on me.
You're like, I'm doing this for you old bag. Come on.
Man, thank God Esty doesn't listen to podcasts.
No.
This is
She's on the way
I
out.
remember though one of the first times at the Cellar, I was like on the way upstairs, and Mark was like, "Yeah, I heard you stunk it up down there." And I like had met you maybe once, and I was like, I thought I had a pretty good set. And you were like, "Oh boy, a lot of people are talking about your
I'm joking with you.
quotes material." And they say you're trying your hand at this.
This guy sounds
basically
great.
was like, "I'm sorry, you know, a little skirt that you thought you could, you grow some tits."
No.
I remember getting off stage once and Mark going, good hair. I was like, I'm going to kill myself in front of you.
Now I'm still giving out compliments.
Yeah, I was like,
I'd kill for good hair.
Yeah.
good hair.
All this guy
Like,
says to me is
not
good
a
set.
joke I mean, and I had bombed. No, it was not a good set.
All right.
It was not. You were right to just do the hair. It was like actually nice of you to say good hair, but it was also at the same
It's
time
not
I was
nice.
like fucking awful. I was
Yeah,
like, this
no, of
is.
course.
I was looking for something.
That was the only good thing.
I remember years ago. This must be like right when you passed the cellar.
Yeah.
Mark. We can cut this if he doesn't want this in here. But Mark, apparently you went up behind Esty and we're doing like this.
yeah.
And Gary Goldman called me and he goes, is something wrong with that guy? I'm like, no, he just can't not make the joke.
Cannot do it.
And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, didn't understand it.
What's with these comedians who can't? We're fucking
no.
around.
Well, he thought he wasn't offended. He thought you had a death wish.
Oh.
He was like, what is he doing? Like he's
Well, to me, you go after the most powerful person. That's the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
I thought that's what
no, I get it.
Okay,
I explained
okay.
it.
Now I understand.
Thank
but
you.
Here's the thing: in the beginning, when people first meet you, like you'll say the thing.
When did this turn into an intervention
I
from
don't
Mark? What the
know.
hell's happening?
And not
I love you.
I love you, Mark. But in the beginning, it's like you'll say something that just annihilates somebody before you're close with them. And then with Sam explained to me that you don't know.
I didn't know I was annihilating.
And then now I get it.
I have
will
never
say
felt
this.
annihilated.
All right, thank you.
I don't
will
know if
say
that
this,
means
though.
I
Change.
have autism.
Mark me. He fucking me.
That's how we started the pod.
I submit. I was like, I'll do the pod. He got me in a moment of
I'm
weakness.
sorry, I thought this was like well known about Mark. He's going to be like a cunt.
The thing is, people will zing me, and then I'll zing back, and then they'll be like, "What the fuck? Where'd that come from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I thought we were. I think I go too hard, maybe.
Maybe,
on the
yeah.
back on my.
But
my
the
serve.
intention is, I do feel like your intention is always good, and that's why we've
never
never,
around.
and that's why we've never really fought. Like,
Right.
I've been friends with Mark for close to 20 years now, and we don't really fight.
No.
We don't argue. We're
Just
pretty.
rape.
We yeah.
We
And-
playfully.
Yeah, and we take turns. You know,
Yes.
it's important to share.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotta share.
No,
Rapists
after that
who
text,
share.
I was like delighted because it would
Oh.
text even better. Because then I was like, oh, I thought this guy was a dick, and now he loves me. This is fantastic.
I loved you the whole time.
No, he loved you. He always loved
And then
you.
you became a dad, and then we had that like
Yes.
connection. So
The bond.
now
What is
I
this
feel like we're
fucking
thick
photo
as
that you
thieves.
just pulled up.
Alec is fucking with. This is a. Somebody took that of me outside of Colbert in 2016.
This is an ad I
I'm
got
hungover.
yesterday on StubHub.
Where are they
from
getting
our-
these photos?
This-
This
like
is
2015.
crazy.
That's a
This
10-year-old
literally-
photo.
This looks like you just got into real estate.
He does look like a real
It does, yeah.
You look like the cousin of George Santos in this photo.
Wild.